Hi and welcome back or welcome to my All the Perfume YouTube channel. In this video I'm reviewing Candied Fantasy by Britney Spears. Candied Fantasy is the 37th perfume in the Britney Spears line since it began in 2004. And in fact, we now have 21 of these fantasy perfume bottles as well. In those numbers, I include the limited editions and the anniversary collector bottles too. If you've been a subscriber for a little while now, or if you followed me over on Instagram, you will know that I love so many of these perfumes and collect them as well. When the launch of Candied Fantasy was announced a couple of months ago, I knew I had to have a bottle, but I wasn't too hopeful this time for a UK launch. And that's because I'd kept Google searching every few days to look for a date to see when it would arrive, and nothing up until recently was coming up. Also, there is the fact that even with so many Britney launches, and especially in the last few years, some of the newer scents even become discontinued. So I wasn't sure if it would arrive here, and thankfully it has. When the scent did appear online last week, I posted over on TikTok about my mission to Boots to go and buy my bottle. This one was £33.60 for order and collect online, but I'll talk a little bit more later about how I got that price. Personally, I would have bought this perfume regardless of its name, scent profile or notes, because I collect the Britney perfumes, but I got lucky with this one. I happen to really love sweet perfumes, and so I had high hopes for the scent. And in fact, there is a trend for sweet perfumes this year. We've already had Kayali's Vanilla Candy Rock Sugar 42 perfume. We've had Candy by Lattafa, and also we've got from the Seven Virtues Candied Lychee on the way. The only thing I did wonder was, would it be like something we've already smelt before? What with all of those new launches already and other bubblegum scents too. Now, I did expect this perfume to be fun and enjoyable, but I did wonder if it might be like something we've already smelt before, especially with all of those sweet launches I've just mentioned. So the notes in Candied Fantasy are bubblegum, strawberry and orange in the top. In the middle, jasmine, sambac, hibiscus and lily of the valley. And in the base, cupcake, musk and sandalwood. Let's give it a test. And I have worn this perfume already for a full day's wear, and I've tested it for a couple of evenings too. I'm happy to say I do really like it. So it is sweet and fun and so typical of the Britney fragrance line, and the reason I love so many of the perfumes already. If you want that bubblegum note, it is there and strong in the scent. But I really love that bubblegum is balanced in its sweetness with the juiciness of the fruits. So you've got your orange and strawberry there, but it's actually the orange, I think, that's stronger than the strawberry. This is typically youthful, and maybe it's for that reason that this will be a perfume that I wear just like I wear the original Fantasy, as like a mood elevator and booster. The kind of perfume you just put on and you know you won't fail with. It will make you feel better instantly. The flowers follow, and they are pretty, and especially that lily of the valley note. The cupcake of the original Fantasy is of course in the scent, and I did notice that more in the dry down of the perfume. Now the sugariness of this and the musk do feel reminiscent of Intimate Fantasy, which is a flanker in the line, and it's definitely worth checking out that scent if you want something cozy for autumn. There have been comparisons between Candied Fantasy and Toy 2 Bubblegum by Moschino, and in fact I've already had questions from people asking just how similar are the two fragrances. They do of course share their bubblegum note, but while Toy 2 Bubblegum is a little spicy from its cinnamon and has a prominent rose note, Candied isn't spicy at all and doesn't have the rose among its flowers. There is a similarity. I just feel like if you have Toy 2 Bubblegum, you will be experiencing a different scent in Candied Fantasy. Actually, the first perfume that came to mind when I tried Candied Fantasy was Glitter Fantasy, also by Britney Spears. And with that one, I'd always thought that the red fruits contained a strawberry note, so perhaps that's why they're similar. They're both really fun, easy reach perfumes that are definitely true of the Britney line as a whole. I'm also very happy to say that this perfume does have a similar vibe to the Kayali Vanilla Candy Rock Sugar perfume that I mentioned earlier. I love that scent and I'm halfway through my bottle after only 3 months, so that's really great. By complete coincidence yesterday, I wore Yara by Lattafa and I found that really similar to Candied Fantasy. They share their musk and sandalwood. We have orange in Candied Fantasy, we've got tangerine in Yara, but somehow I found the effect really similar and I felt like your way into Candied Fantasy is if you've smelt Yara. There is a similar DNA there. But whereas Yara is kind of creamy, Candied is more sweet. Let's take a look at the packaging and at the bottle. And as ever, I do think this box is much nicer in reality than it looks in the photos. You've got this lovely two-toned pink, fuchsia, and then the lighter pink there, which actually is kind of reminiscent of a bedroom I had once, but that's a story for another day. And it looks pretty and cute. You've got these little kind of sweets dotted about, and the picture of the bottle is on the back. That looks really great. One thing I do miss with these fantasy boxes is how they used to open out like the original fantasy box did. And I remember when I bought my first fantasy bottle way back in 2005, I just loved that cute quirk to the line and how it felt really special. Please do let me know if you remember those boxes. So it's looking cute, as ever, one I won't keep. And then the bottle is lovely and just so suits the bubblegum note. Two-toned again, like an ombre effect. And then the jewels here are like the lighter pink colour. Do let me know if you remember the original fantasy having Swarovski crystals. I'm no jewellery expert, but I'm sure that was the case. And my little wish would be that on the band we had 2 tones rather than just one all the way through. On the original fantasy we had like the pink and the green. It looked great. But it's fitting good. I love to display these and I just think pink is so fun in perfumes. So I'm pleased with how it looks. As I said, I won't keep the box, but I do think all of it looks better in reality. I am really happy with Candied Fantasy, a well done, great addition to the Britney line. And you know, with the scent itself, it is one that I enjoy and would have wanted in my collection, regardless of the fact that it is Britney and in that line. I enjoy it for what it is, so there are no regrets. It has been the case a couple of times before with Britney that I've collected the bottle, tried it and thought, you know, I wouldn't have actually had this if it was under any name or brand. But with this one, I just do think it is well done in its own right. So is Candied Fantasy by Britney Spears worth it? Well, I have a lot to say on this topic. I do think the perfume will do really well this time around. I think with that appetite, if you will, for our sweet fragrance profiles this year, there are people who are interested in trying this perfume in the fragrance world. I also think that it will make a really cute gift. So I think it will catch the eye of the consumer in store and I think it will do well. In terms of its price, of course, balanced with the fact that I think it's a great scent, it was retailing at £42 in store in Boots. I myself don't like to pay that price for a Britney perfume or a celebrity scent. I think it's a bit too much to pay. But if you carry out the order and collect, the click and collect from Boots, you will pay £33.60 at the moment for this 100ml bottle. Now I'm happy with that. I think less than £35 for this big bottle is a great price point. To be honest, if there hadn't been that choice and £42 was what was available to me, as a collector, I would have just bitten the bullet and paid, because there is a little bit of a scarcity feeling with these Britney perfumes. As I said before, they keep being discontinued quite quickly after they're released. They come and they go. The launch dates across the countries aren't always clear or announced. So if you want it, I kind of say grab it, really. At least that price point is closer to 40 than it is 50. There is good news though. A lovely follower did tell me that the perfume had been available on All Beauty, a website that I love to shop from. They're so great and I've been shopping from them for like 15 years. So she said she'd paid £17.95 for the same size 100ml bottle. That is so great. And that is also making me think this would be so good as a gift to pick up ready for Christmas at that price. It's out of stock at the moment, but hopefully should restock soon. I do think it is a shame that you can't sample the Britney perfumes easily, and often the launches kind of come into stores, as I said, without much announcement, and then they're there, they're boxed up, you can't test them. and that's frustrating. But on my second visit to Boots last week, they did have the tester bottle outside of the boxes, even if small vials and samples aren't easy to get your hands on. It does seem that the 100ml is the only size you have for this release, but then with that all beauty price of £17, I wouldn't be complaining at that. That's a really, really good price to pay. So I do think this is worth it, but I think we're in two camps. If you are a collector, just kind of buy it. Just kind of buy the perfume now, through the fear of it going. That's what I would have done. But if you want to be able to test it in time, try your local Boots, try the perfume shop where it's coming to as well, spray a bottle and see, and then maybe you'll get lucky and find it back in all beauty to buy. So a couple of options there. No smaller bottles, but if you get the really good price, then hopefully that won't matter. This Britney launch has definitely had me excited again for her perfumes and my collection, so do expect more Britney content to be coming up. And go back and look at my previous collection and review videos as well. There are lots of them, and I would love to chat all things Britney with you. I will link as many of the Britney perfumes as I can below, but if you are interested in them, it is worth giving my TikTok shop a look as well, because there are some really great prices of the fantasy perfumes, and often my followers over there are quite surprised by how many are still available. Thank you so much for watching, and I really hope you enjoyed this review of Candied Fantasy. I hope that it gave you a way in to what the perfume smells like. Please do let me know if it appeals to you, or if you've tried it already. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Remember to give this video a like, and also to subscribe to my channel. You can find me over on Instagram, TikTok and my blog as well. Thank you again, and I will see you in my next video.